Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Youth Chat. This is the Mara I. I'm Franco Duor, and today on the bench I'm hosting one of Kenya's finest, all the way from Kitui to the world. Pleasure hosting you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Mr. Ken Mutisia.
Yes,
the motivational speaker, a man of many titles. I don't want to exhaust them in the introduction. First and foremost,
yes.
How are you?
I'm very fine.
Yes.
Yes.
How is the coronavirus pandemic taking you?
I think Corona, I can say it has really affected me, but it has also presented an opportunity for me to think on how better I can better my community and how better I can uplift the young life. Yes.
So after the salutation, somebody is wondering who is Mr. Ken Mutisia or Kennedy Mutisia?
Oh,
yes.
Yes, I'm Kennedy Mutisia Joseph, and I come from Kitui County, from a small village called Kilungo Village in Kitui Central Sub-County, Changuida East Ward. And I'm at the same time, I'm also a student at Masai Mara University. I pursue Bachelor of Arts in Community Development. I'm in my 4th year. And I can say that is me as a person at the personal level.
And the other part, from Kitui to the world.
Yes, normally I have that tag which I normally use, from Kitui, Kenya to the world, because I believe my work as a person, as a community development practitioner, I'm impacting lives from my village, which is in Kitui. From Kitui, then I go to the whole Kenya, and then at one point I'll go to the world, where I will impact lives globally. Yes.
So somebody might want to ask, what have you done in Kitui, or from Kilungi village, where you come from?
I can say, even before I go to that extent, I think we need to get this bit very clearly, that apart from I being a student, I'm also the programs coordinator of Urafiki Ujerumani community-based organization, which is a collaborative and participative group in Kitui County, but which has friends living in Germany who mostly fund our activities. So by that fact, Urafiki Ujerumani has given me a platform where I can better impact the community. And from that, I've done several projects which I can say that I'll be able to share with them as we go on.
So the projects that you do with Urafiki Ujerumani, which types of projects are they, and in what way do they benefit your local community?
I can say that Urafiki Ujerumani mainly focuses on 4 key areas. And number 1 is quality education. We want to be the organization, the grassroots community organization in Kitui, that is making sure that our children back in our grassroots villages are accessing quality education. At the same point, number 2, we want to promote healthcare. Healthcare in terms of that, we want to ensure that our grassroots villages in Kitui can access healthcare at any point that they need it, and we want to support them. Number 3, we are doing skills development. In skills development, here we are targeting the young people, where we want to make sure that each and every young person in Kitui, by 2022, we give at least 100 young people skills that they can have and be able to transform their lives and their lives at home. And then lastly, we do environmental conservation, which is also very key, because as a person, and I'm an environmentalist, I love environment so much. So as Urafiki Ujerumani, we also do things to do with the environmental conservation, and that is mostly including tree planting. And then we also do part of value addition. And value addition means more of like we want to empower the already existing groups so that they can be able to, they can be resilient, and at the same time they can be self-reliant in their lives.
So somebody might want to ask, why is it only in Kitui and not any other part of Kenya? And while answering that, kindly mind to answer who gave birth to this Urafiki Ujerumani and how did it start?
I can say your question is so good and I love it so much because as I told you at the beginning and from my statement is that from Kitui, Kenya to the world, that charity begins at home. There is no way I can say that I want to impact the whole world at a go. So we start at the basic grassroots village in Kitui, so that we can be able, after we have impacted as many lives as we can in Kitui, we can go to Kenya and then to the world. And you might ask yourself, why did we choose to start with Kitui?
Yes, actually.
Because, as you know, Kitui is classified as a semi-arid and arid area.
The Asals.
The Asals. And therefore, Kitui, the residents of Kitui face a lot of problems, because even including that, even we receive little rainfall, we go through drought seasons, and despite that, we have many other challenges that we undergo as residents of Kitui. And therefore, it calls for partners and the stakeholders to come together and think forward on how we can take Kitui forward. And that is our resolution as Urafiki Ujerumani that we are making, that we want to start with the grassroots village in Kitui, then to the whole county, then to Kenya, and then to the whole globe. Because, as I told you even earlier, we are also working with a group in Germany. So it means that even where they are, that group which we are working together with, they are also impacting lives in Germany. So you see, we are doing what we call, it's a step-by-step development.
So they kind of operate in Germany and operate in Kenya at the same time?
I'm saying that we have two groups, and Urafiki Ujerumani itself is a community based organization which is registered in Kitui, Kenya. But at the same time, we are partnering with friends who are living in Germany. Have you got me right?
Yes, I've got you
That
right.
is what actually we are doing. Now, on how Urafiki Ujerumani came into being, I can say Urafiki Ujerumani was a decision, and it was a good idea of one of us as Urafiki Ujerumani, who is currently our pioneer leader by the name Lilian Fruth. Lilian Fruth is a doctor in Switzerland who lives in Switzerland, but she has been living in Germany. But she's the one who gave birth to the idea of Urafiki Ujerumani, because she thought that despite the fact that she works in Germany, she works in Switzerland, that she can be able to give back to society. And at the same time, Lilian wanted to have people who could assist her to actualize these dreams. And that is now where Kennedy comes in as the program coordinator.
You know, when we talk about Urafiki Ujerumani, we only see the face of Kennedy. But there are others like Lilian.
Yes, there are others like Lilian, who and other team. I also work with another team of around 5 members, who we directly assist one another to roll out our program. Yes.
Have you not seen partnerships with other government bodies and NGOs within Kitui?
I can say that we are still in the process of identifying partners. Currently, we are partnered mostly with government institutions, such as mostly with the primary schools, with the secondary schools, and even at the grassroots level, we are partnered with the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, where we have mostly involved the village national administrative structures, including the village chief. We have the county, where we involve the village administrators and the ward administrators. Those are the people we can say that we are directly linked with them, including now the primary schools I was telling you, because we have done a lot of programs in our grassroots village primary schools, and we have also had in the secondary schools where we have been doing our program. So I can say those are our main partners whom we have been partnering with up to now. But we are looking forward to partner with other organizations. Even as we continue, I'll tell you more of the programs that we have, and I tell you whom do we think that they will be our main prospective partners as we go forward.
Yeah, thank you very much. At the very start, you talked about the roles of Urafiki Ujerumani. But what are some of the achievements that so far you've done as Urafiki Ujerumani within Kitui? Just 5 of them.
Yes. Let me just dwell on, just to be brief, let me just dwell on this year's achievement. And I can say that at the beginning of this year, we are able to give 4 wheelchairs. And these 4 wheelchairs, why did we give 4 wheelchairs? We realized that most of the people who are living with disability, and especially the physical disability, who are physically handicapped, those who cannot be able to walk, were finding a challenge in how they can mobile from one place to another. And especially we wanted to deal with kids. Not only kids, but the young people who are between the ages of like the ages of let's say 2 years up to around 25 years, because these are the people we realize that we have disabilities in our area, and therefore we identified for
groups of people.
for groups, that is for individuals whom we gave wheelchairs, and the criteria was that we identified that we found that these people had a wheelchair before, but this wheelchair, you find that it was donated to them like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
So you find that this wheelchair is in a dilapidated condition. It cannot be used more. You cannot use it to go maybe to school at the same time. So we were giving them a new wheelchair. And at the same time, for those who maybe did not have a wheelchair, because we had the one case of a kid who had not already got a wheelchair. So we gave the kid a wheelchair. Number two, we did another program which we call Shoes for Kids. Shoes for Kids is another program which, for sure, it is beautiful, because Shoes for Kids targets the vulnerable students in Kitui who walk to school barefooted
on toes.
I don't know if you have ever had this feeling of walking to school barefooted. You can just imagine going to school, you are barefooted. You can just imagine the zones that can prick you on your way to school. You can just imagine walking on the Uranus,
especially when it's sunny.
When it is sunny, and the sun is so sunny, it's so hot. You can just imagine that condition. Even stepping on the Uranus around your primary school, it is one of the things that even are contributing to poor performance in most of our public primary schools in Kitui County. And therefore, as a person and as Urafiki Ujerumani, we decided to start this program by the name Shoes for Kids, so that we can help these kids at least get an opportunity to walk with a shoe. And through walking with a shoe, we are going to give them an ample time in class. Because if you have a shoe, it means that maybe no one has pricked you when you are coming to school, and therefore you can be able to concentrate. So we started this program. We gave we gave 41 pairs of rubber shoes, Umoja rubber shoes, to grade 1 pupils of St. Patrick's Mutuni Primary School and Kilungu Primary School, which is my former primary school. But that does not end there. In September again, we will have the same program for Shoes for Kids in September. At the same time, we had another program which is called Pens for Kids. Now, Pens for Kids, you know, there's this Kiswahili saying which says, like, I cannot really trace it very well, but like, as a farmer, you need to have a jembe. I think you can help me.
Wanasema mchagua jembe si mkulima.
Mchagua jembe si mkulima. And at the same time, you cannot go to the shamba
without your jembe.
Without your jembe. Now, this is the same thing, because you find that most of the parents cannot even afford even a pen, in which costs even 10 shillings.
10 shillings or even
because
5.
They are concentrating on putting the food on the table. So you find these are the things that are making most of the students not perform. Because just imagine a student is coming to school and has no pen. So that means what? That this student is going to steal a pen from another student. And this student will not be able maybe to take notes which the teacher is dictating. And therefore we decided to address this problem by giving, we actually gave more than 1,000 pens to grade to class 6 and class 6, that is now we call them grade 6 and grade 7 learners of these two schools again, that is St. Patrick's Mutuni Primary School and Kilungu Primary School. So these are programs that we are also continuing. Again in September we'll give them. Then we have also another program called Books for Kids, which we normally accompany it with with that program for shoes, for pens for kids. At the same time, I'm very happy even to tell you that we personally, I wrote a proposal on behalf of Urafiki Ujerumani, and it is so privileged. I wrote it to an organization in US by the name Darien Bouquet, and we are going to receive already. It is on transit, and it is coming to Kenya. We are going to receive more books, especially books that can equip most of the libraries in village in the village schools in our area. So that's also a privilege for us. And then this month, this coming month, I can say we are going to do a program by the name What Next After Form 4. And in this program, we are going to focus on the Form 4 graduates, those who have just graduated from high school now. And we are going to give them an opportunity where they can come and we mentor them on careers. We guide them on which careers do they think is the best. And at the same time, we give them an opportunity to also get to interact with the industry.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Sorry for cutting you short on some of the things that you've done through Rafiki Ujerumani. I know the list is very endless.
Yes.
So in the process of doing most of the things that you've been talking about, it's like there is laxity on part of the Ministry of Education in ensuring that these things are available to the kids with the introduction of the free primary education. What are some of the challenges that you have encountered? Have you not seen some people of the community come to politicize some of the things that you do? Because that's a very big problem in Kenya currently.
Yes. You are very right, and I concur with you. In short, politics is part of community.
And it's part of life.
And even in a natural setting, and mostly as a human being, you are born a political being. And therefore, we find politics each and every day. People come and criticize us, but at the end of the day, we remain strong. And just as you have said, about the laxity. Yes, I believe there is also the laxity on the part of the Ministry of Education. But as you know, like we cannot always keep on saying we are waiting for the government to do something. And that's why I like this quote by one of the American presidents, which says that do not ask what America can do for you. Ask what can you do for America. So it is about a personal initiative. Despite like we are supplementing government efforts. Yes, the government is trying the way it can to provide these resources. But at the end of the day, you find that the government has limited resources, and it needs partners to reach all these people. And that's why that's where we are coming as Urafiki Ujerumani. That's where Ken is coming as a person.
Just hold it there. We are taking a break, and after the very short break, we'll be back with more. You are also a civic educator for women and the youth, and you are also a motivational speaker. Tell us about this journey.
Just like I had said before, I've been mostly involved in things to do with the community because I believe that is where I am born to impact. And I can say that I'm a youth and women civic educator, and at the same time I do also play the role of a motivational speaker. I can say that the journey of maybe motivational speaking is a journey which began long ago, and especially during the days I was in high school back in St. Thomas Aquinas Kalawa Boys back in Kitui. And I just felt motivated even after my high school that I could impact generations. Like I could talk to some young people and they could listen to me. Currently, I've been able to speak in more than 50 schools, including day schools and boarding secondary schools, but mostly in Kitui. I've also done a school in Kajiado by the name Baraka Ontoye Secondary School. And just recently, I was in St. Monica Mulut Girls just a week ago, and the feeling just that I just want to share with these young people on matters, or now they can build themselves, or now they can utilize their future. This has been my biggest drive in all my in my motivational talks. And even to note as I finish on that bit is that I've also been talking in different universities, and I have had an opportunity to talk at JKUAT, that is the Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I've talked to the Catholic community. I've been able even to talk to some of the family groups there on different issues concerning the young people and how they can grow themselves. And also I've been having different sessions here at our university, at Masai Mara University. So I can say the journey of motivational speaking has been great, and I thank God for that.
You know the problem that we have with most motivational speakers is that they always tell you the impossible that is possible. Now you find, I hope you are not that kind of when you are in high school, for the rest of the term, you could be lazy. Then when one night when a motivational speaker comes to speak to you, you could have your timetables there, everything. Now you are ready. You are now motivated for life.
No. You know, motivational speaking is a calling in itself. And for sure, personally, I don't do it for payment. I do it because it's something which comes from me. Sometimes you go to some schools, they don't give you a stipend. Well and good. Sometimes you go to schools, they recognize what you have done for them. But at the end of the day, what I always recognize in any session that I go for the young people, to mentor them and to encourage them and to counsel them, I only just want, like you can't change everybody at a go. So even when you go to a school with that mentality that we had even in our high school days, when I go to a school, I just want, like, even if I impact just 20 students or 5 students, that will be my greatest gift. That I think even going forward, that it will greatly bless me going forward. Because the point is I just want to impact some people. Because if you found some people, like some student here, they were not serious, and then after your talk they become serious, and they get to realize that they have a role to play, then that is the greatest thing.
You. The greatest part of your job is on the part of mobilization. How do you achieve this?
On the part of mobilization, and it's on the same note, I'm a community fundraiser and mobilizer at the same time. So on that note, I've been engaged in several things that do with the community. Apart from the Urafiki Jerumani side, at a personal level, I've been doing other things. And these include, I've been directly engaging the community on different aspects. And as a fundraiser and as a mobilizer, number one, as a fundraiser, I've been able to write grant proposals. And grant proposals include that you write to an institution, to a government institution, or to a donor who can fund your activities, and you do them efficiently. Currently, I've been able to get funding of my 2 donor proposals. Number one is that last year, when COVID had hit us as Kenyans so hard, I wrote a proposal, and a friend of mine from Ireland funded me, and I was able to provide foodstuffs to 20 families, 20 vulnerable families in Kitui, in 2 villages.
That one you did as a personal project?
As a personal project. And this project, I dubbed it Household Essential Stimulus Package. And it was made to cushion these families from hunger during the COVID-19 period.
Pandemic period.
Because I started it in June up to September. So I was doing it for a period of 3 months. So I was able to sustain some families, 20 families, for a period of 3 months. Number 2, this year again, I got a funding, and I was able to build a house. This funding too, I also got it from my friend in Ireland, after he had realized that I did a good job in assisting these people to have a good life during the COVID-19 period. This friend decided again that he could also impact another person, and therefore he provided some funding. Though it was not enough, I was able to mobilize at the same time from my close family relatives, and I really thank them because they supported me, and also my friends supported me. Some of my friends who are dearly to me supported me in various ways, and I was able to build one of the odd mothers, odd grandmothers,
yes,
a house.
I saw one you posted.
Up to a tune of around 150,000 shillings.
Yes. Now, as a practitioner in this field of helping the needy and the deserving in the community, we mostly see the government is mainly concerned with people living with HIV and AIDS, people living with disability, which the government used to do it before then, but then currently it's like there is some kind of laxity here. Do you think that the government is doing up to its mandate to support such vulnerable groups within the society?
I think our government is really trying. And I would really give them a clap because I think they have tried their best. And the government has tried how it can to cushion these different groups from the shocks that emanate from their different hardships that they face in their daily lives. And just for example, and I just want to note to you one of these programs, including the cash transfers, the cash transfers for orphans. And this includes orphans, those who are even living with HIV/AIDS. So the government has done very good in cash transfers. Even the cash transfers for the vulnerable groups, such as the Inua Jamii program for the hot men and women, our shoshos back at home
in the village.
They have been receiving this money for Inua Jamii. At the same time, the government has also been trying to cushion different people out of their problems and everything. Currently, we have the Kazi Mtaani initiative by the stimulus project by the government, of which personally I've been involved in by the time I was at home. And I think these are good programs that the government has been trying. But at the same time, just like I told you before, the government needs partners. The government needs stakeholders who can come in and assist them. And that is why we as Urafiki Ujerumani, and I can as a person, including my friends whom I have, we are doing what we can so that we can supplement the work of the government to sustain these people. Because it is from we working together that we can see that most of these vulnerable groups can be able to achieve their purpose and their agenda at the end of the day. Yes.
You know, when helping people, it's said that you can't take help to people who are hungry or rather don't have food. You see, the current situation in Kenya is that most youths, upon completion of school or upon completion of college, they don't have a place for jobs. How is your organization intertwining in this to help these people actually achieve their dreams without actually waiting for employment?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Francis, Franklin Oduor. I think this is something I've done efficiently, personally, and I just want to talk at my personal level. And I think for those who follow me on my social media platforms, I have one tag that is connecting youth to their dreams. And this is what I've been trying to do. And personally, as a person, I've realized most of the grassroots village young people are unemployed because they don't know that there are opportunities in which they can venture in and get themselves to employ themselves, and even get the government and the private sector employ themselves. And I want to give you a good example. Most of our young people in our grassroots villages, they don't know even when the government advertises maybe even the Kazi Mtaani that we have. Because a person is not interested. You just want to go and stay in the market and wait for mheshimiwa to bring you some 10 shillings. And then mheshimiwa kama hajakupea unaanza kumuuliza like mheshimiwa unatuacha hivyo tu. That mentality like they just want to be given. But I've been trying these young people, whenever there is an advertisement on a job application, especially now these jobs including like the Kazi Mtaani. Personally in my community, I've been mobilizing the young people. I've been calling them. I've been texting them. Tomorrow we have an enrollment for the young people to join maybe Kazi Mtaani, to join a program initiated by the village chief. I inform them because information is power. Once we have informed them, they can be able to apply for these jobs. At the same time, I've been able to assist young people get skills. And I just want to tell you how. Number one, I've told you about, personally, I'm doing a proposal which I call Learner Skill. And Learner Skill is targeting the young people who have just graduated from Form 4 or who did not get an opportunity even to join campus or college, so that they can get a technical skill. Because the world is turning technical.
The world is changing.
Because you find that even as most of the students learn in high schools, they think that coming to the university is everything.
It's a big achievement.
It's a big achievement. But nowadays, that's not an achievement. Students and the young people who are going to TVET institutions, which we have around the country, are making a lot and are reaping a lot from these opportunities. And therefore, I assist the young people to apply for these TVET institutions, for such opportunities to get technical skills.
Thank you.
Currently, I've got sponsorship and I've been able to assist people to get a scholarship by Safaricom Foundation, a scholarship by CAP Empowerment Institute. And through this, I've tried a lot and even assisted most of the young people to apply for Youth Fund, for Uwezo Fund. And I look forward to continue doing this for the young people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ken Mutisia. I see you have a lot of projects that you're doing, but then my director is telling me that we are actually out of time. Now we'll have to cut it there. But before we cut it, maybe just your parting shots in 2 seconds.
Yes. So my parting shot, of which I would like to refer even from my notebook, because I had a very good parting shot for you.
Yes.
And I'm a good friend of Professor PLO Lumumba.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I really follow him so much. And in one of the conferences as he was submitting, he once said that the world has seen so many comedians. The world now needs actors. My dear friends, young people outside there in the country, in your different universities, we need to be actors. We need to be actors and know that we can be the only change we wish to see in the community, just like Mahatma Gandhi quotes it. My dear friends, we can be the change we wish to see if we package ourselves in the right way and in the right way possible. So I just want to encourage each and every one of our young people out there, the university students. I want to challenge all of us here that let us be the agents of change in our communities. You can create, just create a ripple. You also, this PLO once also says that
remember
drop,
your 2 seconds is about to get over.
I'm finishing.
Yes.
The drop that will make the ocean overflow. Let us be the drop that will make the ocean overflow. Thank you for hosting me, and
I know
I'm very happy.
You're feeling like we could be having 10 hours.
I'm very thankful for those hours, and I look forward to engaging you maybe in the future.
Yes, we also
Thank
look
you
forward
very
to working with you in the future, Mr. Ken. Kennedy Mutisia, Joseph.
Yes.
Bright Minds from Kitui County. Yes. What a fantastic show, our viewer. This is the Mara Eye. We've really had a very fruitful and a very engaging discussion with Mr. Kennedy Joseph Mutisia. Thank you for staying up to date. I'm Frank Odwor, and this is the Mara Eye. Goodbye.